the deep dive. Today, we're looking at the pretty amazing path of Quinta Brunson.
Right. From basically exploding online to, well, running network TV with Abbott Elementary.
Exactly. We want to really get under the hood, understand what fueled that rapid rise and the kind of impact she's making. We've pulled together quite a bit about her journey.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how different parts of her story seem to click together. Her background, like her mom being a teacher,
Yeah.
and her just getting how digital stuff works.
Yeah,
It feels like that created this unique foundation for what she does now.
absolutely. So let's paint the picture a bit. Quinta Brunson, born in Philly, December 21st, 1989. One of 5 kids, actually.
Big family.
Yeah. And a really key influence, especially when you think about Abbott, was her mom being a teacher. That firsthand look definitely seems like source material.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about where creative ideas come from, it's often those early things you're just soaked in.
Mm.
The authenticity people talk about with Abbott,
Hmm.
I bet a lot of that comes from really knowing the world of public schools.
It definitely feels that way. Now, her path wasn't straight academic. She was at Temple University,
Right.
but then made a huge call, left college to do comedy full time.
Wow.
That kind of leap, just betting on herself, that really feels like the start of her public story.
It really points to something interesting about creative careers now, doesn't it?
Right.
Like getting traction online early.
Yeah.
Maybe that gave her the confidence, or at least a direct audience that made leaving the traditional path seem less risky.
A pathway we see more and more.
Definitely more these days.
And that online stuff was big. Around 2014, she just became this viral name through Instagram, BuzzFeed videos.
Oh.
Incredibly funny stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
the girl who's never been on a nice date, that series just blew up.
And what's interesting about that success isn't just that it went viral, but why? Her comedy, it tapped into these very relatable, sometimes kind of awkward everyday moments. She found these universal things in really specific situations. That's like gold for connecting with people online.
It really was. And it wasn't just some flash in the pan either. It actually led to more professional stuff. She joined BuzzFeed, not just making videos, but as a producer, a writer.
Right? Honing her skills.
Yeah, and reaching even more people beyond just her own followers.
And that shift, it really shows how the line's blurring, between making stuff online and working in traditional media. The skills she learned online, like how to grab an audience, tell a story quickly, those turned out to be super valuable.
Okay, so let's follow that thread towards Hollywood. She makes the move to LA and
Mhm.
starts landing parts in established shows, things like New Girl, iZombie, showing she could do more than just the short online bits.
Exactly. It showed range,
Mhm.
that she could fit into different kinds of comedy, different formats even. Proved she wasn't just the internet famous person.
She could play in the sandbox with others.
Right, and getting that crucial on-set experience.
But a huge moment, I think, was getting involved with a Black Lady sketch show, Robin Thede show.
Whoa, absolute pivotal.
She was performing, but also writing, and got an Emmy nomination for it. That really cemented her place. Like, okay, she's a real force in the industry now.
Being part of a show like that, one that got so much critical love,
Mm.
so especially as a writer, that's a big deal. It wasn't just industry validation. It put her in this network of amazing creators.
And definitely boosted her profile come awards time.
No doubt.
And then the big one, Abbott Elementary.
The game changer.
This mockumentary-style sitcom, like The Office or Parks and Rec, but set in an underfunded Philly public school. And Quinta, she didn't just star, she created it, wrote it, executive produced it.
That level of control is pretty remarkable.
Isn't it? And that complete vision, her being involved in everything, you can feel it. It's probably a huge part of why the show works so well.
Oh, absolutely. From the writing, the casting, her own performance, it all feels so cohesive, so authentic. Having that creator driving it all makes a massive difference.
And boom, immediate hit. Critics loved it. Audiences were all over it. Huge Splash Awards season.
Massive.
And Quinta herself making history with that Emmy win. Outstanding writing for a comedy series. Just incredible.
Yeah, that win wasn't just for her. It felt bigger. It really highlighted her storytelling power. And it resonated, I think, as a big moment for Black women creating comedy.
A signal, maybe.
A signal, for sure. Recognition for different voices, different stories in the mainstream.
So let's talk about why she feels like such a trailblazer. Representation is a huge piece, right?
Undeniably.
I mean, one of very few Black women to create, write, and star in her own network show, that alone is significant.
It really is.
And the way she does it, the humor in Abbott feels so specific to her voice, smart but also really warm and heartfelt.
And that authenticity, it's clearly breaking down barriers, opening doors. Her success provides a model, and her voice comes from such a genuine place, telling stories that maybe weren't front and center before. Audiences are hungry for that.
And think about when this is happening. Streaming dominates everything, right?
Right.
But Abbott Elementary somehow brought back that old school network sitcom magic. It feels fresh, totally contemporary, but it gets huge viewership numbers on ABC.
That's a really notable achievement today. It suggests people still crave that kind of shared viewing experience, a well-made show everyone can talk about.
Like water cooler TV, but for now.
Exactly. Brunson found that sweet spot. Shows the format still has legs if you have the right vision.
But her impact, it goes beyond just the screen, doesn't it? She seems very intentional about using her platform.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Like hiring diverse writers, actively talking about and advocating for public school funding.
Which reflects, I think, a broader sense, maybe among artists now, that they can use their influence for positive change. It adds another dimension to her work. It's not just entertainment.
So looking forward, what's next for Quinta? Well, Abbott's already renewed for more seasons, so...
So she's definitely sticking around. Her position seems pretty solid.
Yeah, that show gives her a really strong base. But she's also working on other stuff, developing new projects.
Right. Seems like she's actively looking to branch out, not just be the Abbott person.
Which makes sense. Smart career move.
It suggests she wants to explore different things creatively, build a broader portfolio. That's often how you build a lasting career in this business.
And here's something else, she's got a book deal.
Oh, interesting. Another avenue.
Yeah, another way to tell stories, showcase her talents beyond TV, connect with people differently.
It makes sense. Publishing feels like a natural extension for a strong writer and storyteller. Allows for more personal, maybe deeper dives into ideas.
You know, when you put it all together, the Emmy win already, the success with Abbott, writing, performing, producing, now a book, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Wonder what?
Could we be looking at, like, a future EGOT winner? Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Well, predicting things like ego is always tricky.
I know, but...
But her trajectory is definitely impressive. Major success in TV writing and performing already. It certainly puts her in a position where future recognition across different awards isn't out of the question. She's got the talent and the drive, it seems.
So, wrapping up our deep dive on Quinta Brunson, it feels pretty clear she's more than just a talented comedian, right? She's really shaping things in entertainment right now.
A significant force, yeah.
Redefining what network TV can look like, championing these really authentic stories, and using her voice for causes she cares about. It really makes you think about the power of one distinct voice breaking through.
Absolutely. And maybe that leaves you, the listener, with something to chew on. Think about how Quinta Brunson's path, from those early online sketches to running a hit network show, kind of mirrors how success itself is changing in entertainment.
Yeah, the pathways are different now.
Totally. And it highlights how important diverse voices are in shaping what we all watch and talk about.
Yeah.
So maybe ask yourself, who else do you see out there, carving out similar paths